have been well trained.
No.
You don't have to carry a sword to be powerful.
I won't fail you.
Or do not.
I'm not afraid.
Please don't try.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chance Cube coverage of the 2018 World Championship of Star Wars Destiny. My name is Todd, and in this video we're going to be watching a battle between Dan C on the left running Elite Qui-Gon, Elite Yoda, and Daniel J on the right running Elite Kylo Ren, Elite Mother Talzin. Now, if you're just joining us, we are in full swing into the first round of the game. Things are moving extremely quickly. We have Kylo Ren and Mother Talzin being an extremely potent combo, both blue characters. Not sure who won the roll-off here, but it looks like we ended up playing on at Obi-Wan's hut on Tatooine. Obi-Wan's hut being to claim the battlefield. You're able to place a shield on one of your characters. This working out for both sides of the field. Qui-Gon and Yoda both being blue, Mother Talzin and Kylo. Everybody around, nothing but blue dice here on the field. Now, one thing we are going to see is that Qui-Gon Yoda is probably going to be able to claim just a little bit quicker than Kylo and Mother Talzin. Kylo and Mother Talzin actually using different damage sides on their dice, but the deck is extremely potent. Kylo Ren, you're almost using him exclusively for his ability, but he also has a good die on top of that. So Kylo Ren being able to pretty much almost guaranteed he's going to be able to guess a blue card out of Dan C's hand and do an extra 2 damage per round. Just out of nothing, out of nowhere. So looks like we already have a half-health Yoda. Yoda definitely being important to the Qui-Gon Yoda deck, but not necessarily the crucial part of the deck. Kylo Ren, Mother Talzin, both of those characters are able to finish out a game if need be. Kylo Ren being able to just guess a blue card out of Dan C's hand each time to be able to get that extra damage, and Mother Talzin being able to focus any upgrade dice that she may have. It's kind of interesting that neither of these players really had potent upgrades in their opening hands, or just not the ability to be able to get those potent upgrades. We're going to see Kylo Ren do an additional 2 damage from rolling in. Not sure how many gray cards Dan is using, but everything that is not gray is going to be blue. And yep, sure enough, hits the blue. Another couple of damage on Yoda. Yoda all the way down to 4 remaining health. But he is showing all the specials in the world and is hopefully going to be able to get those specials out and do some massive damage. So he does take a shield and a resource. Looks like Dan is trying his best to shield up Yoda. Gets another shield and a resource. I did hear one particular podcaster talk about the fact that if you do not get the special or the double focus on Yoda, it's probably worth it to re-roll them rather than chain the specials from one Yoda to the other. You'll get a lot more value if you can re-roll. You have a 50% chance of either hitting those focus sides or the or the special. So he suggested just keep trying until you can get it. You'll get a lot more value out of Yoda's dice. Not sure if that's exactly perfect, but it definitely sounds good. So getting the Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber out on Qui-Gon Jinn is so awesome. If Qui-Gon Jinn is already completely loaded up with shields, you're looking at 4 damage coming from Qui-Gon off the special from Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. Oh, and we get also getting an ancient lightsaber on sorry, not Obi-Wan Kenobi, Qui-Gon Jinn. Wow, this game is moving so quickly. Kylo Mother Talzin not getting a lot of upgrades right now, having a little bit of control there. Looks like had to discard a force throw at one point, which definitely can hurt, not being able to get those upgrades out. I think he's trying to save some of his money for mitigation. The Qui-Gon Yoda deck is just a moneymaker all day long. I do definitely know of a few podcasters that were specifically training with the Qui-Gon Yoda deck and doing an amazing job with it. Now, we do see a dead Yoda at in the middle of round 2, getting some wicked stuff. playing a card that not a lot of people are using, but is an extremely important card, which is Unyielding. It's a single cost villain blue upgrade, and it says to resolve any number of your dice, showing as any of the damage symbols that you want, and being able to deal that damage as unblockable to a character. So Yoda, having his shields, were not able to save him in this particular round because Unyielding is completely unblockable. I personally think that Unyielding was a very good call, especially with in the current meta, with so many Force Illusions and shields going crazy between the Ray Aylas, and pretty much every blue deck is running a Force Illusion. So that Unyielding, being able to cut right through that Force Illusion and knock a character out, is definitely a little bit of a spicy play, but a good one nonetheless. So, crazily enough, we still have not seen any upgrades go on Kylo or Mother Talzin. Qui-Gon Jinn is sitting out there. He's got 2 upgrades on him, 2 very powerful upgrades, but still being a little bit behind on the damage curve, and that is not the fault of the Qui-Gon Yoda's player at all, but it is completely the fault of the Kylo Talzin deck. Kylo Talzin being able to do 10 damage turn 1 without any upgrades whatsoever. It's number-wise, it's as powerful as Naked Sabine and Ezra in that deck. It doesn't have as much speed and unmitigable damage. I think I messed up that word again. I'm trying better, guys. It doesn't quite do the same things as Sabine Ezra, but it can have the damage output with 0 upgrades, and that's extremely powerful. The way I'm counting that particular damage is Kylo Ren's ability to activate and call a card out of your opponent's hand, and obviously in this particular matchup, he's going to hit that 99% of the time. I don't even know if there are any gray cards in Dan C's deck, but we'll hopefully get to see any if they do come up. Qui-Gon rolling in. Now, this is one of the reasons I love Qui-Gon, is when he rolls in, he hits shields and melee, and believe it or not, every single one of those sides is damage. So the melee damage being able to hit, and then the shields being able to deal damage on top of that. Now, we got we did get some spoilers for the next Way of the Force expansion, set 5 in Star Wars Destiny, and Qui-Gon feels a little bit like the new Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker has shield sides on his die, but you can actually resolve them as melee damage. So while Luke isn't the first one to be able to do damage with shields, he's going to be able to do that directly. And so for Luke, the new Luke Skywalker is going to be able to do 2 damage with a 2 shield side, whereas Qui-Gon at max can do 1 damage with a 2 shield side. But again, I'm not complaining at all, because Qui-Gon, even though he was a card originally printed in the very beginning set, which was over a year ago, Qui-Gon is seeing amazing play, high-level play here at the World Championship because he's still awesome. His ability, while it wasn't super great when we first started into the game and when we got into Spirit of Rebellion and Empire at War, it wasn't an incredible ability, but when we got the erratas, getting rid of Vibro Knife, and making shields so much more viable, Qui-Gon just shot right up into the top tiers of the meta, the top tiers of deck building, and finding different pairs for him has been very exciting time for all Destiny players, whether you started from the beginning of the game or you started yesterday. Qui-Gon is a very inexpensive card to get, very easy to pair with a few different characters. If you don't have a Yoda, you can't afford getting a Yoda, you can always pair him with Kanan Jarrus, who has some pretty cool abilities and some pretty spicy plays as well. I would love to see a modified version of this deck where instead of Yoda, you're running Kanan Jarrus, but I think in the end, Yoda's consistency with his double focus side and 2 different special sides just can do some amazing work. So it looks like we had a Witch Magic played out to try and heal up Kylo Ren a little bit. Interestingly enough, Daniel J did not make a 30-card odd deck for the Mother Talzin ability, but it looks like he's been running just a few even-costed cards. We have Sith Holocrons, and it looks like we had a Mind Probe that was revealed through the Witch Magic, which did prevent Kylo from being able to heal 1 extra damage. We'll see if that made a difference or not. Qui-Gon now having double Shotos and Obi-Wan's lightsaber. This is exactly the setup that you want for a Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn being able to roll out and deal 2 damage, pretty much turning him into a little bit of a Kylo Ren from the two-player set, which we got on the other side of the field here. This is a really exciting, really fun time. I don't know if you can tell from my voice, but I'm having a lot of fun watching this game, and I hope you're having fun watching it too. So, the Shotos being able to give Qui-Gon extra shields and then being able to do extra damage with the bonus shield that he gets. He does do that, so he takes one shield to Qui-Gon, uses the second Shoto lightsaber to deal an extra damage to Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren sitting at 4 remaining health. He does have the Force Illusion. Not a lot that Blue Hero has in the way of unblockable damage. Unless you can get that Vibro Knife out there, not a whole bunch of options to be able to get past that Force Illusion. You just have to kind of eat through it. It's going to go through a little bit of your dice. He does definitely is able to mill with that quite a few good cards from Daniel J, from the Mother Talzin and Kylo Ren player. Getting rid of some Frighten, a couple of upgrades. Definitely not out of the game though. Ooh, we see a Feel Your Anger. He actually uses it to remove the Qui-Gon die specifically. I think he did that because Qui-Gon's die was able to potentially roll in an extra 1 or 2 damage, which could definitely take out Kylo this round. So he was able to avoid that completely. Reveals a Force Throw off the top to be able to turn one of Mother Talzin's dice. He's got a Focus, a +1 resource, a base resource on Kylo Ren, which is not bad. We're going to remove the Mother Talzin Focus to try to avoid getting turned to another Kylo Ren damage side. Qui-Gon really hoping to hang on to that shield, but he's probably going to lose it here. Hopefully he'll be able to claim first to be able to get that shield back on so that when he rolls in, he can just go ahead and take out Kylo on the activation. Kylo rolling into 3 extra damage, and we are seeing the special on the Sith Holocron, which is going to mean he's going to get some stuff. Okay, so instead of waiting to get the shield and killing Kylo on the activation, Dan C on the left, playing Qui-Gon Yoda, decided to claim. He still has the shield on Qui-Gon, so he's able to use the shield he would get from the battlefield to deal 1 extra damage to Kylo Ren, meaning Kylo Ren pretty much, no matter what, is going to get knocked out in the beginning of the next round as soon as Qui-Gon can activate, since Qui-Gon can get 1 shield from a Shoto and then with the second Shoto deal a damage. Oh no, here we go. We see a Mind Probe coming out on Mother Talzin thanks to the Sith Holocron special. He does pay the resource to roll it in, and it gets the blank. Qui-Gon breathing a little sigh of relief. Qui-Gon at less than half health. We are definitely going to see Kylo Ren get knocked out at the beginning of this next round. So it is going to be Mother Talzin with a Mind Probe, and with her ability being able to guarantee that Mind Probe special in the beginning of each round is going to be a wicked thing to have to deal with. So Dan's probably going to be getting rid of at least 1, maybe even 2 cards from his hand, possibly, to try to go into some mitigation. Sure enough, he does drop a Force Illusion to try to draw up into, my guess would be, some additional mitigation. Now, Mind Probe special can be blocked by Force Illusion, so it's an interesting call, but Force Illusion would take up an extra slot in the Qui-Gon upgrade area. So he wants to maintain those Shotos and that Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. So discarding the Force Illusion allows him to maintain all those weapons on Qui-Gon, and then hopefully drawing up into some additional mitigation. Since the Mind Probe special is a 0 cost, he could be looking for like an unyielding. I'm sorry, not unyielding, unbreakable, which allows you to remove a die showing a value equal to the number of shields you have on a character, and so he would be able to remove anything from a 1 to a 0. So it looks like we got some disrupt sides. We got a discard, a 2 range, and the Sith Holocron special. Whew. It looks like we probably got that Force Throw that we saw at the beginning of the last round on Mother Talzin. Ooh, Mind Trick. Ooh. A very good play, an expensive card. It is a 2 cost, but if you can afford it, being able to remove half of your opponent's dice can be extremely powerful. Okay, so we have the Mother Talzin 2 range, and then he put 3 dice over in the other pool. I think you just go straight for the numbers there. Let's see, what was he hoping to do? So there was no guarantee he could hit the Mind Probe special. But, oh, there we go. That's why he did it right there on the other side, is because he wanted Dancy to choose to get rid of the 3 dice instead of the 1 2-range damage. With that, he was able to trick Dan into picking the pool that had most of the dice. And then No Mercy to wipe out Qui-Gon. Wow, what a cool play. The mind trick came out. Daniel J. saw the play. He put all of his dice except the 1 damage side into one pool, and then just the 1 damage side into the other pool. Qui-Gon looking at that going, well, yeah, I definitely removed that. Congratulations to both these players on playing an excellent game, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.